Hello, everyone, and welcome back to F It Friday.
This is the show where we take a look at the rules and we say, you know what? F it.
Because it's Friday.
We can do what we want.
We can do everything we want. Today is a special episode, because today we're stealing. I know there's a man right beside me, but I don't care.
Okay.
Because, screw it, it's Friday.
Yep.
What we're going to do is we're going to steal an idea straight from one of my favorite podcasts, Top 5.
Okay.
Which is a podcast you actually, indirectly introduced me to.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, because you started me on Critical Hit.
Right.
And then you got me started on the entire family of, their entire podcast line.
So if anyone's not familiar, Critical Hit is a Dungeons & Dragons live play podcast. That is to say, they record their session of them playing Dungeons & Dragons together. And then they just, they put it up in an edited format, but they put it up and you get to hear them play through a session and hear what it's like, hear them have fun together, and, hear the story and how a game runs and how it looks.
Exactly, and we're actually thinking about kind of doing that for ourselves with Monkey's Legend of Zelda campaign.
Yeah.
So you might see that in the future.
Yeah. You just straight up ran over your own
guy.
guy.
I just even went slowly.
You straight up ran him over.
I went slowly.
You say that.
Now,
but,
see, that's going intentional.
Right. I really thought you were going to accidentally run that guy over.
See? I go slow for that guy, and nothing happens.
Right.
Does nobody here know how to jump?
Nope. I honestly believe you could probably just run them all over at this rate.
I believe so.
I don't think they know how to deal with a vehicle.
No, they don't.
No. Oh, I was concerned there.
Me too. Legitimately, does nobody know how to jump?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty darn funny. Oh, you almost had him. Oh.
No, I got him.
You got him, though.
Yep. Alright, so for today's top 5, how we're going to do this is we're going to start with our number 5.
Okay.
And we're going to work our way down to our number 1s.
Right. And this top 5 is
our top 5 animals.
Yeah.
I figured we'd start with something easy, something good, something fun.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be good.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yes.
I'm interested to hear your top 5 animals because you are naturally not your average person.
Right. I don't think my top 5 list of favorite animals is going to have a lot of overlap. There's going to be a little bit, but I don't think very much.
No, I don't think so. Alright, so, since I'm the one playing, why don't you start us off?
Sure.
Your number 5.
Alright, my number 5 is an animal. It's my number 5 primarily because every time I look at it, I just imagine it going like, yeah, life's awesome. Let's do something, yeah.
Alright.
And that animal happens to be a dog, specifically a Rottweiler.
Oh god, a Rottweiler.
Just, for some reason, whenever I look at a Rottweiler, the thing that first comes to my mind is I bet this Rottweiler would have a good time running around and
just enjoying life and hanging out.
Yeah, it helps that I feel I could legitimately wrestle with it. So that's a plus for me.
Yeah. No, it's probably one of the few animals that you feel like you could wrestle with and it won't.
Right, neither of us would be in serious risk of accidentally killing the other one.
Yeah, it'd just be good fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I get it. So my number 5 is a polar bear.
Ooh.
Because I love bears.
Okay.
And I really like Arctic cold things.
Right, okay.
So cold weather is my favorite because it's easier to, warm up than it is to cool down.
Sure.
Because, you can only remove so many clothes before it's illegal.
Yes. That is accurate.
Yes. Whereas trying to, warm up, you can put as many layers as you want. And so, and I mean, it's just a giant, massive polar bear wandering through the Arctic.
Do you feel the same way about the polar bear when it's out of the Arctic?
Yes.
Okay.
It just, It looks slightly out of place,
Right.
but I still like it outside the Arctic and inside the Arctic.
Okay. All right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and plus, like, I kind of identify with bears a little bit.
Sure.
I
Sure.
like bears.
Right. They're big. They're fuzzy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're big, fuzzy, little cuddly.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
I mean, you could probably wrestle it, and you wouldn't be in danger of you killing it.
No, it would be totally fine.
I might be a little concerned of it killing you, but you know, that's how that goes.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, so number 4.
Number 4.
Just like we played Halo 4.
Right. So for me, my number 4 is an animal that I first found out about back like in high school, I think. And when I first heard about it, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. It's since been dethroned from my favorite animal.
Well, yeah, since it's only your number 4.
Right, but it's still, I think, a really cool animal.
Okay.
It's, fairly big. It's strong. And it's possibly poisonous.
Possibly poisonous?
Possibly. There's some debate about whether it's actually poisonous or whether instead it just has really bad bacteria in its mouth. And so it causes things to get infected. It's so it's not fully certain about which one it is. But either way, if it bites you, you're going to have a bad time.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember if it's eaten a child or not. I think there might be accounts of it eating small children. If left unattended. This animal is a Komodo dragon.
Oh, Komodo dragons are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, they've eaten children.
Right.
That's less awesome.
Yeah,
but the animal itself
is really cool.
It was really cool. I mean, he's got that really long black tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the black saliva that I'm pretty sure they did rule. It's just horrible bacteria.
Right.
Which is kind of why it's called a Komodo dragon, because it just like oozes out of its mouth and it's all creepy.
Yep.
So
no! That was terrifying.
For a second I was like, why don't you just run? Oh yeah, Halo 3.
Right. I was legitimately trying to run, and then I realized, wait a minute.
Yeah, this is why I'm super excited for Halo 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
Like what for you, like what makes it so cool other than, Black Death saliva?
So, I really like big lizards.
Okay.
Like, I think big lizards are really cool. I think lizards in general are cool, but big lizards in particular I like. And it's, one of the biggest.
Yeah, it is one of the biggest.
No! Gosh, darn it! Oh.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Komodo dragon?
Big lizards are your favorite?
Right. I really like big lizards, and it's like when it comes to animals, I feel it's got like a lot of properties or characteristics I really like in animals.
Yeah. Like what?
It's big.
Yes.
It's, muscly.
Yeah.
It can get around. It can swim.
That's
like
true.
It can swim pretty good.
Doggy paddle.
Right. And it's it could kill me.
Yes, it could kill you.
Right. So those are all characteristics I like. What?
Chompy.
Yes, chompy. Those are all characteristics I generally like in animals.
Yeah.
And so...
Big, muscly can kill you.
Yep. And it's got all of that, along with the ability to swim, and it's a lizard. So it's a little different than
Yeah,
like a bear can kill me.
Yes, the bears are huge and muscly and can
right.
kill you.
But that's a mammal.
Exactly.
It's it's got some similarities, to me.
Yeah.
Well, a lizard is just a little different.
All right. I can dig it. Remember, you can't really reload the second weapon.
Yeah, I know. I remember that now.
Yeah. Thank you, Microsoft, for outsourcing your multiplayer.
Yep.
Which does not allow us to reload a weapon.
If I drop it, oh dang it, and then pick it back up again.
Yep.
It'll work, but
that's lame.
Right. So what about your number 4?
All right. So my number 4 was probably number one all through high school.
Okay.
Just because, he's nice and fuzzy. I love especially fuzzy things.
Sure.
Because they look nice and cuddly.
Right.
Although this one will probably eat me alive.
Yep.
And then not even care.
All right.
It's an animal that I wrote a poem about and got published in a book for.
Oh.
Just because, it's another animal that I can personally identify with.
Sure.
And that is the Arctic wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got that white fur, and it's got, those deep eyes that just, penetrate into your soul, and...
Sure.
They're pretty stoic until they're hungry.
Yeah.
And just like me, I can be pretty stoic at times until I'm hungry, and then I get cranky.
Then it's a real dangerous position.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
You don't want to be in front of me and my food.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just again Arctic. Now that's a Call of Duty spawn right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, except nobody apparently can hit each other. So yeah, it's just an animal I really identify with, and it was an animal that I really felt close to for some reason. And when I went to the zoo, the first time I went to the zoo in Washington, I felt kind of sad because all the wolves looked really sad and depressed. Because dude, we're stuck in this cage,
right? And
we're just sitting there doing nothing. And I was I feel for you, man. High school.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
As much as I want to say high school is not like being stuck in a cage.
Yep.
At a zoo.
I
kind of can't disagree.
Exactly. It is pretty much like being in a zoo. Yep, that's pretty much what it was.
All right.
So yeah, that was my number 4.
Nice.
Number 3.
So my number 3 is where things start to get a little weird.
Because, they didn't start weird.
I mean, the one thing I didn't mention about another character trait I like in animals is just if they're strange. If there's something about them that's just abnormal.
Yeah.
I tend to get drawn to them. And this next one definitely has that.
Okay.
It's sometimes called a bear cat, but it's the binturong. So...
Okay, say that one more time.
Binturong.
Binturong.
Yeah.
What the heck is a binturong?
So the binturong is, like I said, sometimes called a bear cat.
Okay, the bear cat.
It's fuzzy. Ooh. It's got whiskers.
Okay, that all seems pretty normal.
Right. And it has this one really peculiar thing that its natural odor smells like buttered popcorn.
What?
Right. Its natural odor, there's that wet dog smell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but buttered popcorn.
But buttered popcorn.
Right.
So when the animal is wet, it smells like buttered popcorn.
Well, it's not even necessarily when it's wet, so it's not exactly a wet dog smell.
Butter.
Yeah, that's just its natural odor.
Okay, I have to look at this thing.
So, right, there's...
What the heck is... Wow, that really is a bear cat.
Right, yeah, that's why it got the name bear cat. You look at it and you're like... I mean, they died.
You look at it and go...
But they died.
Yes, they died.
I was not a part of that, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, so it definitely gets the name Bearcat. It definitely resembles those things.
Yeah. No, it's a cat. It's a bear.
Right.
Cat bear.
Cat bear. Bearcat.
That would have been a really interesting Nickelodeon show.
Oh, Bearcat. That would be a strange time.
Yeah, it would.
I killed him. It says I killed him.
Yep.
I got the kill credit. That's fine.
You got it. It's fine.
I accept it. Right, but it's in Southeast Asia.
Smells like popcorn.
I think it's endangered.
Okay.
Because they specifically hunt it because it smells like that and stuff.
What? Okay, why would that smell cause them to specifically hunt it? I mean, are they just that desperate for popcorn? I mean, I have some in the pantry. I could send it to them.
I think it's partially because you get fur that naturally smells like that.
And people want...
I'm not for certain. And I could be wrong about it being endangered.
It wouldn't
or like hunted.
It wouldn't like I would be willing to bet it is hunted, just because you said Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it being like a rare exotic, up and up thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I could totally see that being a thing.
Yeah, but that's I like it because hey, it's weird.
It's super weird. I like how he just doesn't even look at radars. Apparently, nobody remembers how to jump.
Nope.
Or how to look at their radar.
Nope.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Right, but
An
that's
animal that smells like buttered popcorn.
that's my number 3.
All right. So along with that, do you
Okay.
know something I enjoy putting on like my popcorn?
No, but
All right.
I'll follow you on this.
Honey.
Oh, okay.
And honey is just delicious. And this next animal doesn't really, it has nothing to do with honey. But
Okay.
it doesn't care that it doesn't have anything to do with honey.
Because
it's the honey badger.
The honey badger.
Who, didn't get really popular until the mockumentary about the honey badger.
Right.
Or honey badger don't care.
Uh-huh.
And that whole, YouTube sensation kicked off.
Right.
But, I love the honey badger.
Okay.
Just because he honestly doesn't care.
Right,
And
yeah.
there are days I just don't care. I will take on something that is 8 times my size
Nice.
and just go bring it and attack it. And they're the most vicious animals in the world in Far Cry 3.
All right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The honey badger, the animal that just don't care.
The honey badger does what it wants.
Honey
It is
badger
not
don't
concerned with your,
care.
anything.
Exactly. They don't care if you smell like popcorn.
Nope.
He's just gonna attack you anyways. It's his house.
Yeah.
His house.
He do what he wants.
I do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, your number 2.
All right. My number 2 was actually mentioned in a major film recently.
Ooh, which major film?
It was Avengers Age of Ultron.
Ooh, I love that movie.
Yeah. So, my my number 2...
Owned.
My number 2 happens to... Alright, so are you familiar with True Facts, the True Facts YouTube series?
No, I've actually not heard of that.
Oh. Well, there's this... well, alright.
Yeah.
There's this... Stop it!
There you go.
Finally.
The classic Halo move. Shot punch.
There's this YouTube channel, Zafrank1.
Okay.
And on this channel, he has a series called the True Facts, like True Facts about something.
Okay.
And it's like technically true facts, but it's always like done humorously.
Technically true facts?
Right. So I'll give you his description of what a cuttlefish is like or how it moves. Okay. So the cuttlefish, by the way, is my it's my number 2.
It's an especially creepy animal.
Well,
The
yes and no.
the animal, the ghost is coming to get you.
So it's technically like a mussel, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, in the same family as like a clam.
A mollusk?
Right. It's that.
Yeah.
And so it's got a little bit of weird things going on with it.
Yeah.
It's got, some like tentacle face thing going on.
So it's the child of Cthulhu.
Right. Except in addition to that, and it can change its color and texture and all that jazz.
Like an iguana.
Right. Except it's blind. So
It
its eyes can't physically see color.
okay.
So scientists are baffled as to how it can actually
Survive.
well, how it can blend in color and texture with its environments when its eyes physically can't see color.
Ooh, that's a really good point.
Right, yeah, so they're not actually sure how that all works. But it does.
Well, I get the texture.
Okay.
It's like it could feel for it.
Right.
With its tentacles.
Uh-huh.
Well, okay, so there is a disorder thing.
Okay.
Where people can hear colors and smell sounds.
Oh.
I guess you know, it could be an extreme version of like feeling sound. Feeling. You know, you feel sound.
Okay, yeah.
Ask Helen Keller.
Right. Okay.
Or Beethoven.
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, feeling color?
All right. Sure.
Hey, if numbers can have colors.
Yes. It's true. So, it can do that. That's the first weird thing about it.
Yeah.
The next weird thing is how it propels itself.
Okay.
So, it does have a shell on its inside of its body that it uses for buoyancy.
It has a shell inside it.
Right. Step 1, be a mollusk with a shell inside your body.
Okay.
Step 2, have creepy tentacle face.
Yes.
Step 3, your other primary means of propulsion include a tiny sort of membrane thing that wraps around most of your body. Mm-hmm. It's like a fin, but it's not like a hard fin. It's very soft and flappy.
Yeah.
And it's very short as well. It's not even very long. Right, but it's only on the back half of its body.
Of course.
So it's not on its face. And so, like, imagine if the whole thing is, like, you know, a foot long. This fin that wraps around, like, the back part of its body is maybe an inch wide.
So, like, almost no propulsion at all.
Right, so it's just like a little wavy thing, right?
So it's just wavy,
right.
Wavy.
And then its other means of propulsion is it has a... what is that? Like a muscle thing, a tube that it, like, pushes water out through to propel itself.
Yeah.
So the way how Zefrank phrases this is... if you tried to move yourself by vomiting through a large straw and flapping your skirt very fast, then you would be trying to move like a cuttlefish moves.
Okay. Oh, God.
And that's basically... So you take all that, with the bone inside its body, that's a shell,
Yeah.
you know, inside its body, and it can change color without seeing color. It just makes for a fun animal.
Such a weird thing.
Yeah, that's why it gets my number 2.
That's a good number 2. Oh, God.
What about you?
Mine seems so tame now.
Okay.
Like, all my animals are so tame. Alright, so my next one is another mammal.
Okay.
Just like...
What?
What? Alright, no.
Well, hello there, random people.
No, I can't mute you.
Nope.
Roster?
Oh, yeah, then go down to the guys talking.
Alright.
Mute
you.
And the one above.
And mute you.
Done. Cool.
We're trying to run a show here, man.
Right. Okay, I think we're good now.
You know, we're trying to run a show. So number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Another mammal.
Right.
However, you know, tying in with yours, it's a little weird mammal.
Okay. I can dig it.
It's very strange. It's poisonous.
Okay.
It's got little poison barb.
I think I see where this is going.
It's sort of amphibious, but sort of not.
Okay.
It has a bill.
Right.
It has a bill like a duck.
Uh-huh.
It has a tail like a beaver.
Right.
It's got... Dude, what did I just say? You're trying to run a show.
They don't respect our authority.
They do not respect my authority. I will get you. Mm-hmm. I will find you. And I will kill you.
All right.
Yeah. And, you know, it lays eggs.
Right.
Because, you know, mammals lay eggs.
Right.
Except inside themselves. Except not this one.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. This animal is the platypus.
The platypus.
Seriously, dude. Whoever you are, shut up.
Right, but no, the platypus is really cool.
No, the platypus is great. Like, it's like fuzzy. It's a mammal.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel God was like up and saying, it's like, all right, I made the beaver.
Uh-huh.
This is good. It's duck.
Yes.
The duck is good.
Yes.
I also made a snake. It has poison.
Uh-huh.
I like these 3 things. I'm awfully tired. It is Friday. So screw it. We'll put them together.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I mean, at least they stopped talking.
That's true. Thank you, Master Chief Collection.
Yes.
You're living up to all of the expectations.
Oh.
See, this is why you don't outsource your multiplayer.
Yeah.
Give me Halo 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Platypus, I love him. He's number 2 just because he's so weird. It's so adorable. And it's just like, take every expectation you have.
Okay.
And flip it around.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's my number 2.
All right.
Alright, it's time for our number 1.
Number 1.
Our favorite animals of all time.
Favorite animal all time. Here we go.
Alright, number 1. Monkey.
Pangolin.
What?
It's, so the pangolin is...
Pangolin?
Pangolin.
How do you even...
P-A-N...
P-A-N...
G-O...
G-O...
L-I-N.
L-I-N. The pangolin.
Pangolin.
What the heck is a pangolin? What the heck is that? It looks like a sand shrew.
Yeah, no, exactly. The Sandshrew and Sandslash from Pokemon, they're straight up just pangolins.
Alright.
A pangolin is a scaled anteater. Sometimes they're small enough, like the smaller ones, they climb trees.
Yeah.
And the bigger ones don't necessarily do that, but they do straight up look like Sandslash.
Yeah, he straight up looks like a sand slash.
Yeah. They're really cool, though. I like them. Some of them can curl up in balls and be, like, really hard to get to.
Yeah.
I think there's, like, a famous image out there of, like, a tiger or a lion, like, gnawing, like, trying...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
Like, trying to get through it, and then the video where that photo comes from, like, it's sitting there trying to do it, and then it gets bored, like, it's like, I'm not getting anything, and then just, like, bats bats it away and leaves.
That's awesome. I love it.
Right, so they have, they're an anteater type animal, so they've got that, crazy long tongue that's like, blah, 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 blah. And then they've got those scales, which makes them cool.
Yeah, gives them some armor and protection.
Mm-hmm. And, they're really cute looking, too.
They are rather cute looking.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that looks like a Sandshrew.
Mm-hmm.
Is just cute and adorable.
Yeah. And that some of them are, like, small enough, light enough and stuff to, like, climb trees.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. Or there's, like, the big ones who are all like, hey, guys, guess what? I'm a Sandslash.
Bring it.
Yeah.
What's she gonna do? Y'all can't do nothing.
And those big ones, by the way, they... I think all of them, in fact, they only walk on 2 legs. So, like, they have 4 limbs, and, like, they have front claws, but they only walk on their back, their hind legs.
Like people's.
Right. So they're, like, hunched over...
That's creepy.
On their, like, hind legs, and then whenever they come over to something, they use their claws, which look like Sandslash claws, and, like, just dig out the things they want and then eat them.
Oh, God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's, like, if you ever wanted a Pokemon in real life,
get it.
like, I don't think you... I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to get them.
You should not throw a little red and white ball at it.
Right. Don't do that either. But if you ever wanted to see a real-life Pokemon, I cannot think of...
a better representation.
Than the pangolin.
The pangolin.
Specifically for Sandslash, I think it's the giant pangolin is what it's called.
Oh, those things are huge.
Right.
Look at the picture, those things are huge.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good size.
Yeah. Man, that's intense.
Right. I mean, I think so.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was my number 1. What about you?
Number 1. So my number 1.
Uh-huh.
It has, some letters similar to the pangolin.
Okay.
But it is not the pangolin.
Okay.
Because that would just be copying and weird.
Right.
It's another Arctic animal.
Okay. You have a lot of these going on.
I really love Arctic animals. They're awesome.
That's cool.
Uh-oh.
There's something bad going down.
There's something bad going down. They got him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bird.
Oh, okay.
Not a plane.
Okay. It's an Arctic bird.
It's an Arctic bird.
Whoa! That was terrifying.
Okay. I didn't die how I thought I would.
Nope.
Lives near the South Pole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got
lives
it.
near the South Pole, and even lives on some beaches in, I believe, South Africa.
Okay.
Or South America. One of the two.
Right.
I'm not an expert on this. That was not my degree.
Okay.
It is the penguin.
The penguin.
Fine. And it's just so cute and adorable.
Sure.
It goes to the water basically like it's flying. So I know technically it's a flightless bird.
Right, but it still kind of got that going on.
Exactly. It's flying through the water. And so for me, it's only flightless technically.
Okay.
But in heart, it flies everywhere.
Awesome.
That's how I view it.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorite animals. It used to be was one of my friend's favorite animals, and now I'm going to take it from her because I can do what I want because I'm the one who, we run the show.
We got the YouTube channel.
Exactly. You ain't got no YouTube channel.
Unless, do they have a YouTube channel?
They do not have a YouTube
channel.
Okay,
that's good.
I don't think she has time with 3 kids.
That would also do it.
Yeah.
That would also do it.
Yeah. I mean, but they're just so cute, and like the Pebble and the Penguin was an awesome movie.
No, I know there's different kinds of penguins. Do you have a favorite kind of penguin?
I do not. I love all of them. The Emperor Penguin, the normal penguin. I don't remember the names of the other penguins.
Sure.
But the penguins. All penguins are created awesome.
All right. No, that's pretty cool.
And it's like they're so cute because like the dads. Like I'm really big for like gender equality when it comes to having equality,
right?
And you don't it's not like women don't have to be in the kitchen and a man can be a chef or a girl can be a CEO.
Yeah,
all for that. And just that normally it's the women who take care of the children,
right?
And like the emperor, like the penguins, like the dads take care of the kids.
That's cool.
For like hatching things. Like
nice.
they'll like do shifts and like do stuff for the mom. And
yeah.
They're like, I believe they also like mate for life. And like,
nice.
Penguins are awesome. And like, this is how you should live your life. Live your life as the penguins do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Penguins. So that's our top 5. So, just as a recap.
Uh-huh.
Your 5 through 1.
All right. My 5 through 1. 5. Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Komodo dragon.
Ooh.
Binturong.
Such a weird name.
The cuttlefish.
I love that part of the movie.
And then the pangolin.
The pangolin. Nice. And for a recap, mine are the polar bear, the wolf, and the honey badger, and then the platypus, and then the cute and awesome, above all animals, penguin.
Nice.
However, I feel this is illegal, so don't do it.
Okay.
If you took our animals, took my favorite animals, and your favorite animals, put them in the ring, yours would decimate mine.
Well, you said polar bear.
Oh, that's true. There is a polar bear.
And an Arctic wolf isn't like... It's... they can... wolves, like, aren't the toughest animal ever, but they can be pretty... pretty rough.
Yeah.
They're no slouch.
At the same time, we have penguins, and I'm sorry, but I believe the platypus would be taken out pretty quickly. Although he might take someone else with him, too.
Something to consider, though, is the cuttlefish.
Yeah.
Is basically not going to effectively harm anyone.
True. However...
Okay.
It is... How many miles deep into the ocean?
I mean... Alright, no, that's a fair...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, although, I don't know, the polar bear could be the raider and just decimate them all.
If you ever look up, like, the flamboyant cuttlefish, I think that's what it's called.
Flamboyant cuttlefish?
So, there are some cuttlefish that just straight up don't even bother to blend in. Like, they don't... Like, they can change colors, but instead of changing colors to match things, they're just crazy, straight up weird, like...
They're just doing colors to be colorful.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna...
Do it.
I'm just going to search this here. Anyone else out there who searches flamboyant cuttlefish, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so go Google that right now.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a good time cuz
be a grand old time.
Mhm.
Who doesn't love, flamboyant cuttlefish? Cuz they're so cuddly.
And just a plug for the Frank one. Like if you look up the true facts about a cuttlefish,
Yeah.
it will convey well what
How awesome a cuttlefish is.
right and why
Yeah.
I like them.
So there we go. We got 2 plugs. We got Critical Hit,
Uh-huh.
top 5. Well, I guess 3. Well, the Major Spoilers team.
Mm-hmm.
Them as a whole. And Zafrank 1.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of our viewers might check them out. We recommend them.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't recommend them if we didn't think you'd enjoy them.
Right. And they are good.
Yeah. So what's that thing look like?
That's what it looks like.
Oh my god, it is the... it is the defunct child of Cthulhu
Uh-huh.
and Mr. Mime.
Right. Yep. That's... Except the other thing that this photo doesn't show is because it can change its color. Like, sometimes it will look almost like it's strobing those colors.
Wow.
Like, it's just, like, a strobe
Just
light.
a strobe light of color.
Right.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So they're pretty weird, but, you know, I like them.
That is very weird.
I like them a lot. And hey, anyone else out there, like, if you have a particular, like, if you've got some favorite animals, you know, let us know. That'd be awesome to hear.
Yeah, we would love to hear your favorite animals. And just share them down in the comments.
Yeah.
And we would love to also hear some ideas for another top 5.
Yeah, that would also be good. What kind of things would you like to hear us, you know, let you know what our top 5s are of?
Yeah, and then after that, but also when it comes to the top 5, don't just list your top 5. We want to know why it's your top 5.
Right. I didn't explain that, like, I didn't just say I like the cuttlefish. No, I let you know why I like the
Why
cuttlefish.
the cuttlefish is like the coolest cuttlefish ever.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we want from you.
Mm-hmm. Makes for a good time.
Yeah, it does.
And you just fell off a building.
Yeah, but there ain't no fall damage.
Not at that height. There is after a point, but...
Well, at that point, you're falling off the map.
Right. If you fall off high enough, you'll take fall damage. I think.
I don't remember that in Halo 3. I remember that being Halo 2.
I think
Possibly Halo 1.
if you get to the top of that spinny blade thing, right?
Yeah.
The windmill or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you would take fall damage. I could be wrong.
Can you get to the top of that
I
thing?
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright. But, yeah. So, yeah, we'd love to hear your top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Some suggestions for top 5. I don't know, Monkey, you got any interesting suggestions for a future top 5?
Oh, when I think of top 5, I tend to think of really, like, strange, specific things.
Look what I got.
Oh, it's the Spartan Laser. Like, if I were left in a vacuum and just told to come up with a top 5 myself,
Yeah.
it would probably be something, and this is why we have feedback, because please. For me, it would probably be something like top 5 favorite, like, mini mecha, which is a specific classification of, like, tonnage and height
That is very specific.
of, you know, mecha.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Right.
See, I was just thinking, like, top 5 protagonists.
oh, well, no, I mean, that would be good too. That, you know, that would probably be a lot, better. Because, you know, people are gonna possibly know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Well, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, specifically let people know what we're talking about. I mean...
Right, we can explain it, of course.
Exactly. I mean, we don't have to explain everything.
Right, but I feel like
It's probably best.
if it's just me, because like what I said, the mini mecha thing is like a very specific, narrow sub interest of like a not super popular genre.
Yeah. I would probably have to go to Twitter for that one.
Right.
And be like, alright guys, what are your top 5 mini mecha?
Yeah.
And I'll just go from there.
Yes.
Snipers, rather annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they force you to spawn outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Call of Duty spawn.
Complete, you know, alright, vaguely related in that it includes power armor.
Yes.
And it's power armor that possibly goes into the mini mecha line.
Yeah, that's very specific.
Okay, so now go with me on this.
Uh-huh.
Were you ever into Lego's Bionicle?
No.
Okay. All right then.
Okay, what is Lego's Bionicle? I know Legos.
Okay.
I do not know Lego's Bionicle.
So, did you ever get any of like the Technique sets? Lego Techniques? No.
What?
Okay. So there's a period of time where Lego was trying to branch into a like a slightly older audience.
Oh, okay.
Which it's not to say older people don't enjoy Legos,
Oh, no.
but they also wanted to use more sophisticated parts than the
okay.
basic building blocks. And so what they did is they had a couple different lines they introduced, but one that they had for a while was called Bionicle. And what really helped distinguish it wasn't just a line of, Lego brand products, which like you could build and put together in all sorts of ways, like, you do with Legos.
Yeah.
But it had its own big whole lore and like universe and everything. And it also appealed to a slightly different thing than just Legos. Like, if you're really into Legos, you want them all.
Yeah.
But it took that and took it to an extreme. So, like, in the lore, the way how it worked is you have, like, these... It started off with... You have these 6 heroes, right? Who descended in, like, pods from somewhere. Right? It's uncertain. Like, even they aren't aware. All they know is their mission.
Okay.
And each one of these 6 controls an element. Like fire, ice, all that sort of jazz. And they started with each one having one mask of power. Like, one guy's power was... His mask's power was he was basically invincible from all harm as long as he was aware of the attack. So
so snipers were his worst enemy.
Right, or even if in a fight you were able to, like, I don't know, whip up enough dust or something that he couldn't see it.
Yeah. Oh, then that would work too.
Right. So there were ways of getting around it. Or one guy he could levitate himself. It didn't provide him with, like, lateral move, or it allowed him to go up and down, control his up and down movement, but not his horizontal movement.
So he'd have, like, run and gather momentum.
Right. Or just go up and then have something like a wingsuit or something, and then just, like, glide down.
Okay. No, that would work.
And so they would have to, like, coordinate their, like, each of them has these different powers, but what ended up happening is each of them needed to collect their other masks so that by the end of, like, the first arc, they all have each of the masks that they could use, but you could still only have one at a time.
Okay.
Then there was, like, this shorter period of time where, like, then each one of them got a mask that allowed them to have 3 of the masks active at a time.
Would they, like, wear one in the front, like 2 on the sides?
Well, it was just like so each of them, so like the fire guy, all his masks were red. Mm-hmm. But then when they got to like that 3 stage, all of those masks were silver.
Okay.
And then eventually they got golden mask, which allowed them to use all 6 mask powers at once.
Oh.
And then after that, when they went to go fight, I think it was the evil god. Now go with me on this. These are all like robot, like synthetic, like living creatures, right?
Yeah.
So I think they ended up fighting the living god, or they fought the guardians of the living, or the evil god. So
The Guardians of the Living God.
right, or the evil god.
Oh, okay.
So there was like a good god and an evil god. And the good god was gone for a long time, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he was really around anymore. Right, but anyway, so they went and they fought him, but when they went and they fought these big creatures, they ended up doing it with like these like super power armor things.
Okay.
That were like, they were large enough, they were in like that mini mecha range, so like they were sort of like in the Ironmonger size from the first Iron Man movie, where it's like it's not exactly a 1-to-1. His movement is like power armor piloting it.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount of like he's controlling it with like control panels and stuff, rather than a direct 1-to-1 movement.
Okay. That's really interesting.
And by the end, by the end of that arc, they all had those.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely my favorite Lego series.
Yeah. I'll say I didn't really have Lego series when I was younger.
Right.
It was more just, here's a Lego set. Enjoy.
Yeah, no, they ended up doing a lot of really interesting things with it.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and especially, like for me, I like Legos, but I liked having this, like, story that, like, provided me, like, a lore and a setting for, like, okay, here's my frame of reference, so now that I have these even more strange creatures that I make, because, you know, like, you rip them apart and you put them back together in weird ways.
Yeah.
Then you're like, all right, I just made something, like, super weird and awesome and terrifying in this setting. And I really enjoyed that. Of all of the campaigns I have considered of running, Bionicle has been one of the settings I've most wanted to run, but I've had a difficult time figuring out how to really capture the feel of it and not make it, like, too broken.
Well, I don't know. When you have all those masks at once, it sounds kind of broken.
Right. They eventually were able to fix that.
Yeah.
So after they defeated, like, the evil god or whatever, or the guardians of the evil god, they ended up being, like, reforged in, like, this cataclysm type event, where they ended up coming out with better armor, weapons, and their elemental powers were stronger, as well as their masks. But each of them returned to only having their original mask. So, like, the guy whose power was, as long as he was aware, he couldn't be harmed, it made it so he couldn't get the other mask. Well, he could get the other mask, but only ever still use one at a time.
Yeah.
But each of the masks were more powerful, so instead of it just being himself that was protected, it was now, like, everyone around him, as long as he was aware the attack was incoming, could be protected.
So say a mortar shell was coming in.
Right.
He was aware of it.
Yeah.
Everyone around him totally beat you.
Right. So
right.
It ended up being this point where, like, you know, they're fighting, and at that point, like, the stakes got raised to, like, they had awakened, like, these ancient slumbering, like, armies that had been living in, like, these pods, or that had been, like, dormant in these pods under the island, because this all took place on an island.
Oh, yeah.
And when these armies came up, these armies, each one, like, they all had elemental powers as well, which was one of the things these 6 heroes distinctly had that was different. Mm-hmm. Was they weren't just warriors, they were elemental warriors. But now there's these armies of things that can do just that. And they also have their own crazy powers and weird masks, and these weird masks were almost like parasites, where if they managed to latch them onto these 6 heroes, the 6 heroes would be taken over and would join the this army.
Oh, that could be bad.
Right, so I don't know, I could probably talk about this for a long time.
Yeah.
It was really awesome, I really liked it, and then they kept going with it and explored different sections of the timeline, where they told, like, either past or future events from that, like, core timeline, or that core time period.
Okay.
And they also explored other kinds of elements. Like, the first elements were things like fire, ice, earth, wind, water, and sand. And sand specifically.
Okay.
And then later they explored things like gravity, time, light.
Now, see...
And so, like, things kept getting, like, different and weird, but also, like, it still had this strange sort of charm to it of, like, this alien world but I really liked it, and I really liked the toys themselves. Like the products I thought were really high quality. Because it was like it wasn't like your traditional Lego pieces. They had a lot of like ball socket joints.
Okay.
So you were able to create very different kinds of creations than you could with traditional Legos.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. Maybe we'll do like a top 5 Bionicle story. Which just means you'll have to like, show me every story of Bionicle.
Right. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
I'm making you go through Star Wars Rebels. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out sometime.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for this episode of Epic Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And whoa.
That's a really pretty moon planet thing.
I wasn't there before. I don't remember this in Halo 2.
Uh-huh. Well, it's there, all right.
Yeah, it's there now. All right, yeah. So we hope you right there.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed this show.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a good day. Bye.